Chris Jacobson here from Vision Insurance Group, known locally as the Jacobson Agency. In response to an overwhelming amount of interest and phone calls about life insurance, we've decided to put together some quick, easy to understand information about group versus individual coverage. Group meaning what you get from your employer as part of your benefits package, and individual meaning a policy on you, your own life. And real quick, we're going to go through some of the different options. Group insurance advantage is very easy to get. You sign up at benefits enrollment time and you can have X amount of coverage, whatever that plan allows you to do, often with no evidence of insurability. So you sign up. You don't have to do any sort of medical underwriting or testing. It is low cost. Your employer is going to subsidize some of the costs, so it's very inexpensive insurance. I highly recommend doing it because it is so low cost. However, a disadvantage is it's oftentimes not portable. What we're seeing through COVID and the pandemic is that people are being laid off from their jobs or they're being furloughed, and oftentimes their benefits do not go with them. So when you leave your employer, you may not have that life insurance coverage. The average American worker changes jobs about 7 times during their career. So this is something that can and will happen. So a great question to ask of your HR person is my plan portable? That portability means that you can continue that insurance even after you've left the employer with usually no evidence of insurability. So if you were diagnosed with something, you weren't able to underwrite or get individual life insurance, you could continue your group plan after you leave that employer, so long as it's portable. Some are not. So that's a great question to ask. On the individual side, I was just referring to requiring underwriting. Usually that's the case. We do have what are called simplified issue policies that often take much less questions, medical sorts of background things. So those are options. But usually speaking, we're going through a process called underwriting, which just means you're going to go through, similar to a physical, there's going to be some medical exams and medical history that's ordered in order for them to assign a health rating to you, the insured. And so once you've gone through that, you now own a policy. So it's not the employer for the benefit of you, it's actually your policy. So a job change would not be an event for you. You will continue to have that policy so long as you're paying your premiums. That could be over a level, what's called a term, or that could be through a permanent policy that stays with you as long as you continue to pay those premiums. Another advantage to the individual plan is that you can personalize options. You can sort of build the policy to suit what your needs are. If you have children that need to be covered, they can be covered under your policy. If you have chronic illnesses, if you're ever terminally ill, if you have need of long-term care or any sort of assisted living, there are oftentimes what are called riders that can be added to the policy to support those. Also, personalized options would include things like decreasing term, where you have a higher face amount that goes down over time, or you can layer in certain term amounts when your mortgage is still there and then it pays off later. So there's lots of ways that this can be built around your specific needs. So it's much more specified than just a general, here's how much coverage that you have. And the last one is you have a local service agent. So you can get good advice and local support to change beneficiaries, to change your address, et cetera, versus you're probably calling an 800 number here. I hope this information has been helpful. I hope we've touched on some things that you might have had questions about. You can find us online at www.vision-insurance-group.com or give us a call, 605-653-4777. Chris from the Jacobson Agency. Thanks, everybody.